costume doesn't work on mine.
You
I just went with a real life costume. Also, it's warmer and I'm chilly tonight.
I feel like that's cheating, Trish.
Is it my fault I have a cold cloak?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah, I can hear you, Adam.
you entirely correct.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
Huh.
I can hear both of you.
I hear all.
Yes.
Some sort of omnipresent jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to make a call to Synkka earlier just to double check my camera, and it is green.
Are you talking to us right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're using the webcam mic again.
But it's not.
I can hear you, Adam. Can you hear us? Still can't hear us.
I love you, Adam.
I was having a hard time, but it didn't even see it from me. Okay. I
think we can waves
do not
and
understand.
birds.
I'm gonna pop out and pop back in.
Okay.
I'm sure if we say something awkward, he'll be able to hear us. like you want to bathe you in mayonnaise. That
We,
spark anything?
it zoomed in really weird when you said that.
Yeah, it did. It's like a TV edit.
Where'd my hat go?
Derrick, how did you change your background?
I have options. I'm guessing you guys don't.
Okay. Can you hear me better?
Same, Jen.
It says hit speaker, and it goes to the T Focus Plus, which is the headphones. Should be, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll try that one. Anything?
Same.
Different?
It worked last night when we tested it.
Oh, now I can't hear anything.
Jesus. It keeps dumping you out and bringing you back in. Oh. Oh, suddenly my costume worked. That was weird. That was weirdly delayed.
I have no idea how that happened.
Oh, I did that for you.
Oh, okay.
Wearing very big armor. I'll just turn the armor off. I'll just keep on the hat. All right. Let's drop out of this, and we're going to switch to Zoom. So back out to the main menu, and then when it gives you the option, hit join using third party instead of join using in-app video or whatever. USB camera to AR webcam, and that'll enable it to run ARealm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why you are a mini, and oh no, I do. Actually, I think that's
Yeah, 'cause-
What am
because
I doing?
You can switch it to camera, and that I think does it.
Oh, AR webcam.
Because you start off as a mini.
Do I
on
have
that.
to? Why am I mirrored and?
what was that, Nick?
You have to hit camera is an option in ARealm, and then it'll switch you to your picture.
Oh, the switch camera thing under the
Yeah.
tool setting.
Switch camera thing.
So the little
So there's a camera icon to the right
Yeah.
in ARealm,
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
and then it has features to show, and you can toggle camera, and that'll do it.
It doesn't have a thing. So it says it says
I can-
features to show camera mini enable stats enable name.
Yeah, so you should enable camera.
Yeah, like click on camera.
Did that work?
no, it's just grayed
Well,
out
your
here.
mini went away, but
Yeah. See, this is my.
Oh, I don't understand why it worked last night.
I know.
All right, well, so just skip it and just use the Zoom thing. Nick, I don't have you
Yeah.
either. It just says Cebrius.
Yeah. So I selected AR webcam, but what else do I do?
That should be it. Oh, you might have to turn on, like if you have a background or anything set for.
You know what I had to do is I had to change it to integrated camera and then back to AR webcam.
Oh, okay.
Reasons.
Because alpha software.
Yeah. Because we know that's important.
and suddenly
Oh.
green.
I went green. I hope it's temporary. Yeah, there we are.
Okay.
I hear
Yeah.
some noises.
Pretty much everybody but Cebrius went green.
So I'm sorry. What is it that I'm doing? I have.
So
Yeah.
change your camera that
In-
you've got selected. So the in Zoom.
In Zoom.
Go to the carrots by stop camera, and change
Hold
it
on,
to.
hold on. What is this carrot? What is this?
The little-
talking?
Down in the bottom left where it says stop.
The little
video.
pyramid.
That
Okay.
arrow.
No, I
Carrot
have
next to
AR webcam selected.
So
Yeah. So deselect it. Select your integrated camera, and then go back to your AR camera. And then if that doesn't work, maybe select your.
well, so
Oh,
you're
got-
there. You are.
got you
Hey.
there.
Sweet.
There we are.
Good troubleshooting, Adam.
We dropped Synkka though.
So we're gonna add that to the bug list. Layers, add to.
So I don't change my name very often in Zoom because my Scouts uses this as well. So I I just leave it. But let's try this.
Actually, I mean it doesn't because it's got the ARealm thing. That's all I can see.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So you're
I
good
cannot
there.
read any of that.
I can read mine, but I can't read anybody else's.
No.
Yeah,
But
I'm
that's-
gonna. Figure this out for myself then.
I basically use Zoom for RP only, so I can just leave whatever silly name I have up.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If I'm not careful, I would have the lawyer cat situation.
Yeah.
I am not a cat.
Yeah. Oh, I see my costume dropped. There we are.
Mine keeps going
This,
away.
costume's a little unruly.
Yeah, mine kind of doesn't want to be present, I
I
guess.
might just stop it just so I'm not distracted by is it there.
It might be because your face is too tilted. Mine seems to be doing pretty well.
It doesn't do well with backlighting. It needs like
Okay.
if you've
Can I
got
light?
Okay, I
If you-
can turn on my front lighting. Let's see if that helps. It came back. We'll see if that's temporary.
yeah, I had to like shut the lights off behind me, and then I've got like a mini painting light that I have set up in front of me. Although it doesn't seem to matter because my costume just keeps disappearing anyways. So Jen, did you try switching the camera in Zoom off and back?
Zoom. Yep.
Okay.
And that's when it went green. Where am I? Yeah, I'll try it one more time. So-
If it's going green, that's fine, actually,
So-
because it's actually
It's it trying to load,
Go to
yeah.
the USB camera. Go to the AR camera. Turn the feed back
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we're there.
No.
So we've got your mini, but
Yeah, I
now
don't even see the mini
Oh.
on mine.
Oh, here we are. Why don't you? So in ARealm,
Mhm.
if you select camera,
Yeah.
if you go to switch camera, which one is it selected?
I only have USB camera as a choice.
Okay.
I have 2 dashes
That's-
or USB camera.
that's all I have
It-
too.
Maybe
Is the
try
camera
going to
box
2 dashes
checked?
and back to USB camera just to see.
Yeah, there should be a box that like says camera. Is that checked?
Was not.
Oh,
It's just doing that gray thing
it
again.
grayed out. So I mean, obviously it's trying.
Yeah.
But that's all it did last time too.
Yeah.
Just trying to roll hard.
I'm gonna do this again.
I love to Synkka, both tuna and the tuna and the sprinkle. I love to Synkka.
Let's see. On the upside, your audio sounds better.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a plus.
Yeah, actually, that's real good.
I mean-
improvement. Before it was like you were shouting from a quarry.
And I can't figure out why that is happening either. Because I can hear everything through my headphones just fine, but then sometimes the microphone doesn't work. And I didn't think my webcam had a microphone on it. So I don't know where it thinks it's getting its sound from, but
You know what? Yesterday when you punched the camera away, it definitely
didn't
had a
punch it.
microphone.
Yeah, it definitely. It does have a microphone built into it.
For you being a monk.
I was. I was
Hey,
a
that's
raging
my job.
barbarian. No, I was a raging barbarian in my own house yesterday. Like, I've had it. No.
As an
Now I've got
IRL
nothing.
barbarian.
Yep.
I'm
the
trying to
cats didn't
figure
know
out how
what to
to. Oh yeah, unmirror my video. There we are. That should work. I forgot to write down my name, so I'm glad ARealm figured it out.
It should be in one of those options too. You can pull up your character sheet and
I
stuff.
haven't found that yet.
Room
I
code,
have. I
inventory,
found like some things out of my.
notes.
There's stats, there's dice. I honestly have a complete character sheet also pulled up as PDF.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna use the D&D Beyond, but apparently I didn't save my name in D&D Beyond.
And so I encourage you to try using the virtual dice in this, just as part of the thing. But if you decide you want to just use your own dice, that's fine. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that.
I mean, I might every once in a while just so I get to use my cool dice tray.
Yes.
I haven't
I
installed
rolled.
the one Derrick made me yet, but
I rolled my character using the dice, and they roll pretty hot. So
Yeah, I have noticed that. Everybody has like rolled real good.
I never like you.
That'll be
I
a
don't know
nice
if-
change.
I don't know if you saw my Dungeon World rolls. Those were hot garbage.
I don't remember that. No.
I wonder.
I had one modifier
Jeez.
out of all of them.
I wonder what happens if I do this.
It rolls a die.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's
really slow about it.
yeah. It drops it into your video screen, but it also puts it in the chat.
Oh.
There's a chat.
Yeah.
So it just like rolled into your head and then phased through it.
Yeah. So there's a
really?
chat, which for me is a scroll. It's the info button. It will open up
Okay, yeah.
a chat, which
Okay.
will
Okay.
dump all of the rolls that everybody does. There is no like secret rolling or anything in this. But also, like if you look at my screen right now, I just rolled a d20, and then
Ah.
temporarily
And it's
disappeared.
over your eye. You look like. Ah.
When
That
I
was fun.
do full screen in ARealm, the very bottom of the window gets hidden behind my like Windows toolbar.
Same.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been the easiest thing to fix. But obviously they've got lower or higher priorities.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been brought up a few times. I can't like find like when I hit maximize, I only ever have maximize, and it either restores it to like the halfway, and you
Same.
can't really like adjust the window because then it
Ooh.
it doesn't
Hold on,
like
I
it no
gotta
matter what you do.
answer. Indira's calling me. Hold
Okay.
You know what? I was able to adjust the window just now with the but only from the top left corner.
I was able to move my window, but not resize it or anything.
When I try to resize it, that's when I lose all the stuff at the bottom underneath my toolbar.
Well, when I
No.
try and full screen it, it all disappears. But
Yeah, when I full screen it, it disappears, and it looks like I might be missing some things that I've resized it, but it's way better than when I had it full size.
okay,
Luckily,
yeah,
there's
I
not a
think-
lot you have to worry about.
I think it's just like insisting on keeping the aspect ratio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that can make sense.
When I try and resize it, if I'm not doing like the diagonal one, it like messes with it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Seeing if I move my webcam, if this picks
that's
me up
fun.
a little bit better.
Yeah, this character sheet was definitely not 0.5.
Yeah, that's. Oh, dude, you're rocking and rolling.
I think
Yeah.
my real costume looks better.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Sort of by nature.
If those eyebrows weren't so chaotic, I might have kept it.
That's the new alignment, chaotic eyebrow.
Yeah. It's kind of between chaotic evil and lawful evil.
Chaotic eye.
I know everybody.
So, Jen, can you flip just back to Zoom so that we can...
I am on Zoom.
Are you?
Strictly. And
I mean, for the, like, switch it to USB camera instead of AR.
Oh.
But then it just puts your name. That's weird.
Hang on. Cannot start video. Failed to start video camera. Please select another video camera in settings.
Sounds like the two are fighting over your...
They're fighting over.
Camera.
Deselect it and then select it
Oh.
again.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna go back into.
Maybe hit...
Realm.
Okay, I was going to
Bring
say,
it there.
you could hit stop. Oh, right, you got to turn it off in ARealm probably.
Yeah.
I had to actually close ARealm to get my camera in Zoom to work.
Yep. It's still saying it failed to start.
All right, yeah,
Hold
drop
on.
Try
close out ARealm.
ARealm.
Oh yeah, I had to do that too.
Now click
I
start
oddly
video.
enough did not.
There you are.
Hey!
I'm really here.
I
Huzzah!
wonder if you try the ARealm thing now, if it'll work.
Ooh.
Oh, that's true.
maybe.
Yeah.
What
Like-
do you mean, like?
Like reopen ARealm.
Open ARealm and then do the AR
In
camera
Zoom.
in Zoom.
Doing tricksy stuff. Hold on.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
I'll try. What was the room code again? Just so I. Sorry.
ZXOB.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's on
What?
Derrick's name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although
Although that's
you didn't keep the room that was BFGR. I was like the big fucking Green Ranger.
So that does not matter.
RB.
ZX. Oh.
ZXOB. Zebra X-ray October Bravo.
I'll end up in somebody else's room.
Very military.
Probably not.
Turned on.
They drilled that into us at work a long time ago.
JD
Okay.
does that too.
yeah.
So
I like the jerk that was like T is in tsunami.
Yeah, that guy. He was very funny. There was one tech who had all alternate things. I think Ross had a guy like that too at one of his
Was it that
jobs.
guy?
No, surprisingly, Ross was not that guy.
okay.
And I had another tech whose phonetic alphabet were all X-Men characters, which was very impressive.
It's impressive, actually.
A lot for X.
Is it relatable though?
I mean, it was when he was talking to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's in Bishop. Yeah.
Okay, so Jen,
So
click
I
the-
opened up ARealm. Click camera.
so are you in ARealm completely?
So no, it took everything and popped it into like a
That's fine,
So
but you're
control bar.
in the room, yeah. Oh.
I guess. Yeah.
So click the little hamburger, the 3 lines on the control bar,
Click window mode.
and click window mode.
Okay.
You should have
Click
that.
camera.
No, so now in Zoom,
Oh, in Zoom.
click the
Yeah.
caret and select
Caret
AR webcam. Now in ARealm, click the camera thing. No. Nope. It just grayed you out again.
From the mist.
Yeah.
I am from the mist.
All right. So
So weird.
so flip Zoom back to
Lisp.
and now close ARealm so that we can see you.
Wow. And start video again.
yep.
Right there. I'm still here.
So sorry, Jen. So sorry.
It's okay.
I'm rocking the full nerd today because I didn't have time to make supper, so
'Cause I don't
pizza
have
pops are in
props.
the microwave,
Yum.
Nice.
and they're done.
Okay. And so did you join back into ARealm, Jen?
Oh no.
Please
Sorry,
do that.
I was too busy getting my own prop.
And feel free to turn on a Zoom background if you want to, since
Thank you.
ARealm ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Although,
I will say, ARealm does a pretty good job of the backgrounds. Like, my room is pretty busy, and like,
It does, yeah. The
not
background.
that long ago, Zoom had fits with it, so.
yeah, my camera like on this computer, my camera doesn't do this room very well at all. So I am impressed with that. That is one thing it does very well.
Yeah, like I said, it just doesn't deal with backlighting well.
I am not backlit very much.
Like
at
if you're
all.
in like Nick, you can kind of see an outline because he's just in a normally lit room.
That's me.
I have all of my lights off except for the one in front of me and the one off to the side a little bit so I can see my keyboard. Okay, so let's see what time we got. 9:10. Hey, we're 20 minutes ahead of Monday's game, guys.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's something.
Because James had to jump out. We didn't have like an extra person to be like, all right, back out of the room.
Right, yeah.
Yep. Back out, back in.
Okay, so my friends, everybody good? Anybody have to pee? Anybody bathroom breaks, drinks, anything like that? We ready to go?
Good.
All right.
No,
My
I'm just
dinner,
gonna
I
mute
have
my
my
mic
tea.
while I eat dinner.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna monologue for a minute here, anyways.
Okay. I'll mute while I eat too.
Okay. Our story begins, as so many do, in a tavern. Merrymaking is in full swing in the town of Bradbury Hallow. Voices call through streets, and music rings from the center of town. The townsfolk play games, feast, and run around in outfits disguising them as creatures that would strike fear or awe on any other night. But of course, this is not any other night. It is high harvest tide, and nowhere is more merry on this night than within the walls of Jack's Lantern. If one were to walk up to the tavern on this night, with its walls varnished in orange, chimney stack in green, and certain windows aglow on all 3 floors, one couldn't help but be reminded of a grinning face sliced into an autumn gourd. Moving through the open, inviting doors in the middle of the grin, one would find a party sitting around a table laden with treats, both savory and sweet. Stuffed pumpkin, apple tarts, cider donuts, and a variety of frothing mugs buoy the spirits of the 4 at the table in the center of the main room. A space is cleared as each rolls dice one at a time, studying their roles and the roles of others. Moving towards their table, you would see an elf with a fun tiara.
Fabulous!
Both his status and his name.
He's got a magnificent font of hair that cascades down one half of his face. Rather tall, very live, as most elves are wont to be. A gregarious fellow, but also very cunning.
Sitting next to Faebulous, there is a little gnome. Oh, there's 2 little gnomes actually, but the one in question is also dressed like probably a wizard of some kind. Her name is something with an S that I don't remember because it's not up on your screen anymore.
It isn't. How come it's not?
I see
It's
It's there.
Think-
Lower left,
Synkka.
lower left.
It's not on mine.
Maybe your window is a little short.
Your window's a little short. Oh, there it is. I had to move. I was in display
I
2.
had to see something.
I had to.
The Elven short joke, though. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's clever.
All right. So her name is Synkka. Synkka.
Synkka.
Almost like the coffee.
Synkka. Yes, kind of like that. But so Synkka is a very reserved little wizard. It was born at the same time as her cousin Vilcus. But so the parents decided to name them similar. She was the far more sedate one, relaxed, reserved. So she is named after the somber ocean. She's from the forest and just kind of a relaxed, kind of watching, observing kind of person. Not really one to be loud and raucous.
And how does she appear to us?
She is she's of a fairer skin with dark black hair that's long but pulled back into a thick braid, I think. She's a small and thinner little dwarf.
Okay. Gnome.
Gnome, whatever she is. I'm working on it.
And
Gnome.
next to her is another svelte elf, I assume. I'm making body assumptions about elves now. Sorry.
Right?
A very stocky elf.
Yeah, so this elf would be has kind of the fly on the wall personality, and as necromancers are wont to be, is looking a little gaunt these days, and the silver white hair, has his hood kind of drawn.
All right. And then next to him, we have another gnome who I'm assuming is a little rougher looking, maybe.
Actually, Mary McMullen looks like a scholar. She is wearing
Oh,
a
all right.
robe.
Right on.
She's got these round glasses on her face. White hair with like grayish skin. Actually, she is a deep gnome.
Ooh.
And she is surviving in the publish or perish world of academia and archaeology. So you better watch out. She's got some issues.
We can compare notes because this elf has a backpack with some scrolls sort of sticking out of it.
Oh my God, are you guys all from the same university?
Probably.
There was
Probably.
only five
We met at
backgrounds to
Necrocon.
choose from.
Uh,
I also frivolously debate you on who wrote the book the most correct.
it's like this is like a enrichment trip. You guys are all like faculty. It's like a faculty enrichment trip.
Did we all take the background of scholar? Is this what's happening?
I actually took archaeologist.
Oh, okay.
But
Took stage.
pretty close.
Oh.
Yeah, you're all.
Dollar was what they
Yeah.
had in the thing. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
That's
we'll
fine.
do that.
So if
I
one,
would say-
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If one were to address the four of you by one collective name, what do you think it would be?
Those nerds over there.
Faculty.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it?
But that's what they say all the time.
The Scholar Squad.
Those nerds over there does work out to T-Knot.
I like it. Just call us T-Knot.
It was almost the room code for the first time we tried this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we'll take it. T-Knot.
Okay.
Ion Stones. It's a ball.
Do we have like jackets with patch on it?
Yeah, but they're on the elbows
Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
bomber jackets.
Yeah.
because you're all scholars, so it's the patches are on the elbows.
Yeah, there.
It's a lot less cool.
I suddenly
you.
have a pipe.
And joining you at the table is none other than Jack himself, proprietor of Jack's Lantern and recent employer. You lot, a.k.a. T-Knot, have just last evening cleared out a bunch of tunneling giant rats from under Jack's pumpkin patch out back, not a euphemism, saving a score of pumpkins to be harvested for tonight's celebration. As way of thanks, Jack invited you all to stay for the feast and to be celebrated as the heroes of Bradbury Hallow. Currently, you're all playing a game that Jack has taught you called Harvest that involves rolling a series of dice. Jack smiles his gap-toothed smile at you all and says, well, you want to play another round, or did you want to partake in some of the festivities?
Oh, I'll take some festivities, sir. Most certainly.
All right, then. Well, as you know, outside in the town common, the fair is set up. There's, of course, the pumpkin carving contest that goes all day. You still have time to enter that. There's the dunk tank. There is the Cyclops Clamor game. There is Fortune's Haunted Labyrinth. And then if you walk a little ways down Main Street, there are a number of shops that are open and offering all manner of. One of my kids is crying real hard. We're gonna hit timeout. I'm gonna go check on that. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
So Jack says, and if you make your way down Main Street, you'll see a number of the shops are open for business and also have treats available to anyone who shows up in costume. Speaking of which, have you all or have any of you partaken in the local tradition of donning a costume tonight? Is anybody dressed up right now?
Oh yeah, I'm frivolous. That's what I do best.
What costume is Faebulous wearing?
Oh god. It's I'm probably like a garish pumpkin. Like I'm very pretty. I like have
A lot of sparkles.
a lot of sparkles. Like I'm painted orange in the face.
Hmm.
I
Awesome.
think Mary has dressed up like a drider.
Ooh.
So she's got one of those like really awkward because it's so huge, like spider butts.
They have all the legs that are attached by strings that all kind of like move when she moves.
Yep.
And every time you turn around, you're hitting somebody with your butt.
Yep. Yep.
I love it.
That's great.
And you can't get near the things you're trying to get near. So you have to like have somebody watch over. It would be worse if she wasn't a gnome.
I think Beshenai is taking the easy way out, and has decided to go as a doppelganger. And yeah, I'm fine with him resting in the bummer of the party.
He has the shirt on that says, "This is my costume."
You
Yeah.
get well,
Pretty
you do,
well. Yeah.
you do the Wednesday Addams where it's like, this is my costume. I'm a serial killer. It could be anyone.
That's right.
Oh man.
I actually sort of did that one year, but just because I was tired of wearing work clothes and wanted to wear my normal clothes.
Yeah.
Jen is Synkka.
Absolutely. Synkka is dressed up as a book fairy with like a costume like made out of what looks like book pages and scrolls, but she's very adamant in telling everyone that no books were harmed in the making of this costume. They are not real books. If you look closely enough, it's not real script, it's just little doodles on the paper, and she's like dressed up, but then people keep thinking she's a fairy, just like pretty little fairy, because she's small, and it's like, no, I'm a book fairy. Like that. But they're not real books.
Mary got very upset until she realized that they weren't
Oh
real
yeah,
books.
I mean, I love books. I would never harm books. But I want to bring books to everyone. That's why.
So as Jack is explaining the festivities to you all, and you're all in your costumes, a few kids also in costumes run in and yell hi to Jack and kind of run past him into the apartment that he lives in the back of the tavern here, the inn. Tavern, not an inn. Oh no, it is an inn. Sorry. And they're dressed up like a mummy and a witch and a gargoyle and a skeleton, and the four of them pour past into the apartment, and they all yell, "Hi, Jack! We're going to see Joe!" And Jack smiles and nods. Good kids. He's like, so would any of you like refreshment before you go out and involve yourselves in some merrymaking?
Yeah, give me a
I will
pint of
take-
ale.
I'll take a cider.
So he tops you off whatever you're having. It's just him, and the place is pretty busy, so it takes a few minutes. He runs off and brings you drinks back. And as he's pouring, the four kids come out, and they're like, "Jack, we can't find Joe anywhere. Has he had something? He's pulling another prank on us tonight, isn't he?" And Jack says, he's probably hiding back there somewhere. Hang on one sec. I'll come help you find him." So he finishes pouring everybody's drinks. And he says, "Hey, can I ask you guys to just watch over the bar for a second while I go find my incredibly mischievous kid?" And he knocks back into the apartment and comes out 5 minutes later, shaking his head, and he's like, "You know what? I don't know, kids. I mean, he's not in any of his normal places back there. Come to think of it, I mean, I haven't seen him since I let him wrap up his duties earlier to go play. He was supposed to meet you guys." And they're like, "Yeah, he never did. He's probably got something going on." He kind of like looks at how busy the place is, and then looks at the four of you sitting there and is like, I hate to ask, but would you all mind just going out and seeing if you can scare him up somewhere? The kids will show you where he usually hides, and just he doesn't need to come back. I just want to make sure he's all right.
Do we know what he looks like?
Yeah, you've met him before. He's he's a spitting image of his dad. He's got red hair and freckles and a big goofy grin. His name's Joe. He's a bit of a spitfire of a kid. He's he's well liked by everybody. He's sort of like the leader kid in town. And
Right, how old is Joe?
he's 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was picturing grown man for a moment.
Oh, no. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He and the other kids are all around 10 years old. And yeah.
That's not a problem. Anything to give some Besh some fresh air.
So where was he supposed to go for his duties you mentioned earlier?
Oh, he wrapped up his duties and he said he was going to go
Hang out.
meet Ralph and the gang out at the
Put him in a
common.
bag on somebody's doorstep.
And Ralph will show us where they were supposed to meet up.
The mummy nods and says something that you don't catch because he's just totally wrapped up.
Most astute.
And the witch says, "Yeah, we'll show you. I mean, I don't know. We looked around, but maybe you guys will have better luck than we will."
Unless we'll see
Sounds
what we
good.
can do.
Jack says, "I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much." So you walk out into the open air and you can hear music playing and people cheering and finish your drink. I mean, you can take your drink out with you if you want. It's a party night, so they're not cracking down on that kind of thing.
No open container.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
America.
I quaff and get a refill.
Yeah, there you go. And I mean, you've been here for probably a couple nights. You guys aren't like from the town or anything, but you're familiar with it. It's not that big of a place, and it's usually not that busy. But tonight, because it's High Harvest Tide, it is bustling as the folks who live in and around the town, kind of on the outskirts and the farms and whatnot, everybody comes in to make merry, to trade, to just celebrate harvest. So there are people everywhere, and the witch who introduces herself as Jenny says he hangs out with Encel a lot. He's working the dunk tank. We might be able to see if he's seen him.
Sounds good.
Lead the way, lass.
All right.
Start there.
So they walk over, and I mean, you can't miss it. You get to the commons, and it's carnival sort of atmosphere. Like I said, there's a couple games set up, and there are tables where the pumpkin carving contest is. But the dunk tank is set up underneath directly underneath the shadow of this gnarly old ironwood tree, this like blackened ironwood tree. There's no leaves on it. The folks in town call it the Blighted One, and there's a legend about how it used to be a giant who was transformed into a tree. But
Nice.
I mean, it has been here as long as the town has, and the dunk tank is set up directly underneath it because the seat that the donkey sits upon has been connected by ropes and thrown over one of the very sturdy branches of this tree. And then he sits kind of above just looking at the tank, it looks so cold. You get a chill just seeing him, and he's sitting there and he is sopping wet. He is a half elf. He's got a funny little hat on. And despite the fact that he is like shivering a little bit, his lips are a little blue, and he's just kind of sitting there. He doesn't seem miserable at all. He really seems like he's enjoying himself doing this.
So, seeing how cold he is, Beshenai flicks his wrist and casts prestidigitation to take all the water off him.
Oh, nice. So he looks and like hasn't really noticed that you guys are walking over, so all of a sudden he's dry and he's like looking at himself and he's really mystified. And as you do that, the Jenny, the witch, says, "Oh, you know what? Didn't he say something about he was gonna go get all the treats through Main Street?" And one of the other kids says, "Yeah. Talk to Ansel. We'll meet you back here." And they, like kids, just stream off suddenly because a new idea has caught them, and they are leaves on the wind, just being torn in a new direction. And you find yourself kind of just standing there with this mystified, suddenly dry half-elf who like looks at the four of you and says, "Hello. I'm dry for some reason, but this is the dunk tank.
Oh, I can change that if you like.
You can certainly try. It is 1 silver piece, and for that cost, you get 5 tries to hit." He points down, and there's like a bullseye set in front of the tank. Hit the bullseye, and if you hit it hard enough, you dunk me.
Oh, very well then.
Nice.
That sounds like a challenge.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Be my
We do
guest.
have some questions for you after Faebulous has his fun.
Oh, well, sure. You know what? If you dunk me, I'll answer any questions you ask. How about that?
All right, fun first.
Sounds like fun.
So I just select.
Nick, I just noticed that your name is Faebulous. Okay, it's like it just looks like fabulous because it's so small in the Zoom window. Oh man, that's great. But I was like clicking on the character info. That's wonderful. Yeah. So if pay your silver, please, and then I don't actually care about that. And then you are making just a ranged attack roll. You would have proficiency with this as a rogue, so you could just make a normal ranged attack roll.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. Actions.
You should have some things built under your actions. You can use like your longbow or whatever, or you can just click on the D20 and add your modifier manually there.
Yeah, it would be Dex plus proficiency bonus anyway.
Which I'm guessing is somewhere around 5, maybe 6. Can't quite see what your dexterity is. It's also kind of scrambly.
Well, I'm gonna roll a d20 and then I'm gonna add 8.
Okay.
Or 6, sorry.
6.
But since I can aim, I can get advantage on that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you absolutely can. So do that twice.
If we flank the target,
It's under info. So you rolled. So it adds them up. Obviously you're not going to use that, but you get a 14 and a 13. So with Faebulous sort of does like the stereotypical kind of like baseball pitcher sort of thing. He stares at it and then he cocks the knee up and he really winds back and wangs that thing, and it makes a ding noise, and a mechanism lets out the length of rope, and it over the over the branch, and he Ansel drops into the tank and comes up laughing and sputtering, and then he walks over and kind of turns a crank, and it brings the seat back up, and he hauls himself up, and he's like, "Well, that was masterfully done. First shot. Nobody's done that yet tonight."
Thank you. I take a graceful bow.
So, Mr. Faebulous, it was. Ask your questions.
Absolutely. We were looking to see if you had seen Joe sitting anywhere around, and then I throw another ball.
So he's not sitting yet, but we're just gonna, for humor's sake, you throw the other ball and it cling and it drops, and he kind of like looks, and he disregards the hand crank. He just leaves the seat down. He's like, yeah, he's actually a little more soft-spoken than that. I did see Joe. He came by much earlier. He mentioned he was setting up a big prank for tonight.
So he had mischief
kid.
in mind.
He often does, yeah. Oh, here's your prize. And he reaches over, and there's like a stack of cheap paper witch hats. And he hands one over to you. It's like, just like black paper with like a blue kind of ribbon. But when you take it from him, you have this like weird moment. And you're like, this is not just a... He doesn't seem to notice this, but you notice that this is not just a paper witch hat. And you instantly know that if you wear this hat and then get yourself a broom or other cleaning appliance, you can fly at a speed of 60 for a total of 10 rounds a day.
Wow.
That is
Beautiful.
awesome.
I have to say, this is a fine quality hat, sir.
Oh, thank you. I made them all myself. We're collecting money for Bradbury's Hallow here, so everybody pitch in and does a little.
Is the secret ingredient love?
The secret ingredient.
Erroneous.
He points at the seam of the cone. He says, the secret ingredient is horse hooves. So yeah, Joe said something about a prank. He didn't want to give me any details, though. He said it would be better if I didn't know. He does never miss a pumpkin carving contest, so it's possible he's over at the pumpkin carving tables.
He didn't happen to mention where he was setting up the prank.
He didn't know. He did have an eyeball necklace, which you can win over at Cyclops Clamor. So whoever's there right now, they might be able to help you as well.
I think we can maybe check there first, and then after that we can perhaps head over to the pumpkin carving.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
fun.
If the Cyclops Clamor knew anything more
Yeah.
before we start chasing off other clues.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Off to the clam.
he says. And once you've put the balls down in the pile, then he starts whinging the seat back up.
And as he sits, I cast Prestidigitation again because it's canted.
And he looks a little he still looks mystified, but he sort of looks up at you guys and just kind of shrugs.
Too much youth to waste on coldness.
So you guys head over to the Cyclops Clamor game.
Yeah.
So Cyclops Clamor is it's like you and I would recognize it as a cornhole board. It is a board that is on a slant with a hole in it, and the whole board is painted with the guise of a cyclops, the hole being where the cyclops' eye would be. And it's one of those old-timey cyclopses with the horn.
Is it only one
Nice.
hole?
Yeah, it's just the one hole in a cornhole board.
Oh.
So I guess you wouldn't recognize it. It's a board with a hole in it.
Okay.
Not much more to it than that. It's on a slant. That's really all it needs to be said. And set up at the base of the Cyclops is a 6-foot ladder that leads to a platform, And as you get there, you see there's a kid kind of up on the platform, and the kid has a big painted eyeball, and she leans over and she drops the eyeball, and it goes into the hole, and then it bounces back out, and the gnome who is working the booth says, tough luck, kid. Climb on down. Next up, come on, we gotta move here. We got a line, and there's a pretty sizable line of people, children mostly, but some adults who are waiting to have their turn at Cyclops Clamor.
Do we want to talk to this guy, or do we want to stand in line and play the game and talk to this guy when we get up there?
I don't think he's gonna talk unless we're playing the game.
She.
She. Sorry.
Sorry.
Her beard's not as nice as mine.
Oh no, that's a look for you though. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna,
All right.
I think she's got too much business on her mind right now.
And Mary goes and stands at the end of the line.
All right.
Takes her turn.
I go talk to the kid with an eye, since Joe seems to be the leader of the children. I'll see if perhaps she knows anything. The one that had the
one that
bounce out.
just tried.
Yeah.
She says, "Yeah, of course, sure, I know Joe."
You seen him tonight?
No, he hasn't been around actually.
Really? When was the last time you saw him?
Earlier this afternoon, I think. He was carving a pumpkin over at the pumpkin carving thing. He always does such good pumpkins. I look just like him.
He's an artful carver.
But yeah, I haven't seen him since he was doing his pumpkin.
All right.
If you see him around, send him Jack's way. He's looking for him.
Oh, sure, of course.
And I'll head back on over.
Okay. So the line, because of the gnome's efficiency, the line moves pretty good, and it comes to Mary's turn, and
Anyone won?
Uh,
Waiting in line.
let's see, has anyone won? Yeah, actually, there's a dwarf who is in line ahead of Mary, and he gets up there and he's muttering to himself the whole time about angles and velocity, and he's got all sorts of stuff. And he gets up there, and then he just, as hard as goddamn possible, hurls that ball, and it goes into the hole, and then it kind of bounces under, and just it shifts the whole board a little bit as it's kind of bouncing around, but it doesn't pop back out, and and then kind of almost falls off the platform and climbs back down, and the gnome's like, "Hey, great job, Horace," and she gives him a high five, and she's got a box of smaller eyeballs. They're like on chains, and he bends his head down, and she puts one around, and when she does, you see she's got white paint all over her fingers. These are all clearly handmade by her, and it's very reverent as she hangs this eyeball around his neck. And he says, "Oh, thanks so much, Veppy. This was finally got the damn thing. Feeling good about myself." And he's pumping the air, I'm gonna get myself a meat pie now. And he struts off, and she looks at Mary and says, cousin, care for a go?"
Aye. Looks like fun.
It's how much is it? 1 silver piece.
I flip it to her.
She catches it deftly in the air.
I climb up the ladder.
So you can try the dwarves method, which is just fling the thing as hard as goddamn possible.
That has a lot of appeal for Mary.
I kind of figured. Or you can try to do things a little more dexterously, or just kind of try to figure out the exact angle that you need to hit?
Mary is going to start muttering something about department meetings, and it could have been an email.
Drive 4 damn hours one way just to take a couple pictures of this place.
And she is going to work herself up into a little bit of a rage. And then she is going to huck this ball as hard as she possibly can.
Huck that ball. So make an athletics check for me, please.
Alright, so let's see. My athletics is +4. And because I'm raging, do I have advantage?
Oh, you're actually using a rage? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You absolutely do then, yes. I can't see any of that.
It looks like 81 to
13.
me.
So you got a 9 and a 5. So, okay, so 13. So you throw that thing, and it hits the lip and just bounces off and clocks somebody on the side of the head, and they go down like real hard. And yeah, everybody's like, "Ooh, boy!" And then he jumps back up. He's like, "I'm okay!" And everybody applauds. Yeah. Somebody buys him some candy floss at the stand.
I look at the gnome who's running the thing, and I'm like, so, care to answer a question or two?
And she's
And I hold the silver piece up like I'm gonna go again.
she's like, "Yeah, as long as you can talk and throw, and maybe try to not throw so hard this time."
Fine. Do me best. Have you seen Joe around?
Yeah, he was here a little. Oh boy, it was a while ago now. She kind of looks back at the line. It was maybe, well, I'm not sure. It was a while ago. He said he was spending his last silver on his last throw, and he was elated to have hit it and won his necklace.
Did he say where he was off to next?
He mentioned he was going to go over to Crawley's to pick up a cloak that I guess he spent all his money on.
Interesting.
And I did see him. He was over talking to Fortune too, right after he left this.
Which, sorry?
Fortune is the proprietor of the Haunted Labyrinth.
Oh.
Also in quotes. Trish, you want to make your second throw?
Let me just... Sorry, writing notes.
No problem.
Alright. I'm still raging?
Yeah. Technically, that was an attack. You hit somebody. Oh, that looks better. They disappeared, but there was a 12 in there. So a 16. So the second time you bullseye that thing, and it rattles around inside the board, but does not pop back out. And Veppy says, we have another winner! And applauds. And she reaches in and pulls out an eyeball, and she's like, I forgot to attach a necklace to this one. But, you just kind of hold it, I guess.
Just keep it in your mouth for good luck.
I grab it and I tuck it into like a little pocket of my Drider costume.
So when you grab it, you hear in your head, "Hi."
Hi?
Are you my friend now?
Are you the eyeball?
It's just eyeball, not the eyeball. I'm not famous or anything.
Hi, eyeball.
Hi.
We'll be friends.
All right, cool. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Mary McMullen.
Nice to meet you, Mary. I'm Eyeball, as previously stated. I'm an eyeball.
So, what can you do, my friend Eyeball?
I can see.
Ooh.
So
Can I toss you around corners? Can you see around corners?
yeah, I can see around corners. I can see down. I can see up. Eyeball is your loyal companion, and will obey your telepathic commands. It has a fly speed of 60 and a plus 10 to its perception check, an AC of 5 and 1 hit point. And while it is within 100 feet of you, you can choose to blind yourself and see through it instead.
Cool.
But the blindness
Just close
stays
your
forever.
eyes.
Is there like a...
Yeah, no, like yeah, effectively you close your eyes.
Okay.
You don't like
Close them.
blind yourself.
Well,
You give yourself the blind
Like
condition.
lacrosse.
Yeah. What was that, Trish? Sorry.
Is there like a card or something you can shoot over to me?
I don't have
Okay.
anything prepared.
That
Fine.
capacity.
Yeah, not in this. Sorry.
That's fair. I'm just trying to write it down so I remember.
Basically, all you need to remember is the 100 feet. You can see through it part.
Plus 10 to perception checks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got it in front of me, so I don't know if you can... it just goes away when I hold it up. So, where to next, my friends? Veppy mentioned that Joe was going to head over to Crawley's to get a cloak, and also that he had been talking to Fortune at the Haunted Labyrinth, and also he was seen previously carving a pumpkin.
Where are these places in relation to each other?
So the pumpkin carving place is like the other side of the common. It's like a 2-minute walk. And the labyrinth is sort of it's near you and like on the way towards Main Street. Like if you were going to leave the common, you'd walk past the labyrinth to hit Main Street.
And where's Crawley's?
Crawley's is on Main Street.
Okay. I think it would be beneficial to maybe see Crawley's and presumably
with the
there's an
cloak?
adult there.
Now, my thoughts, if this kid's a prankster, what are the odds that he's going to be dressing up as a giant pumpkin man in a cloak and scaring everyone?
Says the man dressed like a giant pumpkin.
I
It's
think
to scare everyone, it's to delight them.
I think if we go to Crawley's, we might get an idea as to this brand new cloak he has,
I agree.
and that might make it easier to see him.
I agree.
Right.
And if it has any special properties, we can find out.
Okay. So you exit the common, and like I said, I mean, you do walk past the haunted labyrinth if you wanted to stop there, but you don't have to. You can make your way right to Crawley's.
Well, he did also say he talked to the haunted labyrinth guy.
Yeah, Fortune.
Yeah, Fortune.
So I mean, it's on the way.
Yeah.
I say we
We'll
take a
talk
quick
to
hop in
Fortune.
here while we're coming across.
Sounds good to me.
So you walk over and you see Fortune kind of standing there at the entrance to their haunted labyrinth. Though calling it a haunted labyrinth is being incredibly gracious, because it is a series of tunnels made of canvas, basically, just kind of on the ground. And Fortune is standing there. They have long blue hair, and they're wearing a like a moon tiara in sort of a fortune teller garb, but you're not sure if that is costume or everyday wear. It's kind of hard to tell with them. Um, they are an elf, but not of a sort that you've ever seen before. They have like sort of a like uncanny valley sort of vibe to them. Like they're almost not real. Very extra. And as you walk up, they look and smile and say, "You two might be," pointing at Faebulous, and I'm sorry, Adam, I forgot your character's name.
Beshenai.
Beshenai. You two might be a little big for the labyrinth, but you're welcome to try. You two would fit fine.
I know.
I almost took reduce
High five.
as a spell. But sadly I did not.
It's 2 copper pieces if you'd like a crawl through.
Crawl.
Do we want to split the party? And you guys can go, the tall people can go talk to the adults, and the short people can go look in the maze. I guess we should ask Fortuna. Fortuna, have you seen Joe around?
Yeah, Joe was here a little while ago, asking to go into the haunted labyrinth, but he had mentioned that he was out of money.
Oh, so we did not get to go?
Well, I let him through after he ran an errand for me.
Okay. And he came back. And
I was gonna say, did you see him when he left, or?
Yeah, he ran my errand and came back, and then he went through the labyrinth.
But after he went through the labyrinth, you saw him.
Oh, I think I did see him again after that. I don't really. I'm pretty sure I saw him walking away. Back into the festival at some point.
We heard he got himself a new cloak tonight.
Oh.
Did he happen to have it on when he went into the?
No, he was in his normal
Just regular.
clothes. He wasn't even wearing a costume actually. He was just dressed like himself.
Do you have a bag or anything with him?
Bag? No bag.
Okay.
What was your errand? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, it was a little personal.
He got me some weed.
Jen, you get the sense that you could maybe convince them to reveal what their errand was, if you particularly cared.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be kind of curious why send it.
Dog.
Really? Yeah. Right.
Roger's like, figure it out, Jen.
Like, come on, I gotta go. I would be curious what you were sending a child to that you're not willing to share. You know? But I mean, it is your thing.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Help me here.
So you should have a thing that says skills with the heart. Yep.
Can I give her an assist? I was like, just, dude, I hope it's nothing illicit.
Yeah, you can roll it with advantage.
Okay, so if I click on persuasion.
Yeah, I think you'll have to do it twice.
Okay, so click, and I don't see any of that.
You gotta scroll back over to the.
Okay.
Ooh, you have a -1 to persuasion, eh?
I do.
Well, it only rolled once, not twice, but you got an 18. So,
Okay.
Nicely done.
so with that interjection about things being illicit, They're like, no. It was nothing like that. I had him run off to the sweet and get me a bag of candy corn.
That's a
That
to be
is
ashamed about.
decision.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, some people get about that stuff. I mean, just because it's the best autumnal candy available, some people can't handle that truth, and that's, they get up in my face about it, and I don't need that kind of drama.
No, no one should be candy shamed.
Would you like some? I have a little bit left, actually. And they offer you the bag.
That was hard fought. Well,
Thank you. I'm gonna have to run.
Okay.
You're out. All right, be right back.
No problem.
Candy corn lovers unite.
So if anybody wants any candy corn, yeah, don't forget the headphones, Jen.
I have absolutely done that.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think the big question here is if you eat the candy corn layer by layer, or if you eat it all at once.
I eat it.
That is where the true divide is.
I eat it handful by handful.
Excellently done.
So Fortune dumps a handful of candy corn in Synkka's hand, and mixed in with that handful are it's mostly candy corn, but there are 4 of the pumpkins in there as well, and the pumpkins have a little extra kind of sparkle to them, and Synkka knows, and I'm going to assume makes it party knowledge, that if one were to eat one of those delicious little candy pumpkins, one would heal 1d6 hit points.
Ooh, nice. How many of the pumpkins are there in there?
4.
I keep one in my tiny sleeve pocket.
Oh God, I love that so much. So Fortune says, "So did you care for a crawl through, or?"
I think you were correct. I'm just sizing up the labyrinth, going.
It might be a tight squeeze.
I needlessly crouched down to Mary. Mary, do you think you could go through maybe?
She punches you in the stomach and goes into the
You get to like my side, so I crouched down.
It's so lightning fast, though. She's just like, boom!
He's like, I know what you're gonna say. Stop it.
Yeah, as soon as you crouch down, you're like, Mary, boom! Right in the kidney. So,
Kiss him.
Mary, you crawl through this haunted labyrinth, and like I said, it's just canvas stretched over hoops, and you come across some rubber spiders and a couple rubber snakes, and there's a sticky spot at one point that maybe is fake blood, but it's not a labyrinth.
Blood and not something else.
Yeah, it could be. It's well, actually, you have dark vision, so you could see in the low light.
Superior dark vision. Thank you very much.
So yeah, it's definitely not anything else, and it's just, I mean, it's labyrinth. Even saying labyrinth is being gracious, because you go to the end and then you turn and you come back and you turn and you go to the end and you turn and you come back and then you're out. So it's just a tunnel with some 90-degree turns in it, and then you're out after a couple rubber snakes and a rubber spider hanging in your face there.
Do I see anything that looks like a prankster child may have left it behind?
No.
Okay.
And then you guys collect yourselves and head over to Crawley's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk. It's maybe like a 5-minute walk down Main Street. You see there are a few other shops open. There's like a place called Mixes by Rasmus, which looks like some kind of upscale potion shop. And directly across from Crawley's is the candy shop that Fortune mentioned called Sweet Sweet. Like sweet, like an apartment. And Crawley's Cloaks is there. There are a couple cloaks displayed on mannequins in the windows, and the door's wide open. And you walk in, and a little bell chimes from somewhere, and a tiefling looks up from behind a table where he's sewing something currently. And I gave myself a mustache for eyebrows to make it look more sinister.
Right in the
Yeah.
eyebrows.
I made it looks more sinister that way. Because he's a tiefling.
They are chaotic. That's
Yeah. And you presume Crawley looks up and says, "Good evening. How may I help you?"
We're,
yes. We are looking for Joe. And, we were told he came by.
That makes 5 of us then. He was supposed to come pick up his cloak, but he has yet to do so.
Oh, interesting. Because we were told that he was coming this way after visiting the labyrinth.
Yeah, I saw him walking around. He went into Sweet Sweet across the street, but then he went back down the street. I expected him to come in, but he didn't.
Did I see the cloak that you had outside for him?
Not really at liberty to show another client's wear to strangers.
You know us. We're the heroes that saved the pumpkin patch.
I did hear about that, but unless you have the ticket for the cloak, it's not shop policy to.
I understand, but we're
Fine.
concerned about Joe's whereabouts. I had
His dad
considered that
sent us.
his dad sent us. I don't want to say anything absolute because it's not certain that he's missing it, but we're starting to get concerned.
Derrick, does Beshenai know like Crawley's Cloaks as like a place of magical wares, or would it be like fine woolen cloaks?
Both. Yeah, he does fine woolen cloaks, but he also does magical cloaks.
Can you at least tell us if the cloak itself was child-sized? Appropriate for him?
Make a persuasion check for me, Nick.
Okay.
Bless you. You have advantage.
We'll take it.
Nice.
No.
That was only. You can roll it again too.
Okay. I'd hit it twice, but I think it only went once.
Yeah.
I saw 2 die.
Oh, really? It only dropped
Yeah.
one in the chat. I didn't see any dice.
Yeah, because like the 3 can't be my roll because
Oh.
modifier.
Oh, I thought the 3 was okay. Oh, is your modifier 3?
I think. Hold on. Let me get back to myself. My persuasion is 3. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have expertise in that? Because it wouldn't add that.
I don't have expertise.
Okay. All right. So it only rolled it once then. Yeah, for sure. So give it another one. Maybe if you click too quick, it only sends one. There it is. Okay. So we'll take
the 14.
We'll take the 14 then. He says, "Yeah, it was child-sized. I'll tell you that much. You know, I mean, he is a client, but this doesn't really pertain to my business. I noticed him talking to a creepy fellow when he walked out of the suite. The guy had like a zombie mask, but like a tuxedo and a cape kind of thing going on, and then they went separate ways. The creepy guy headed into Mixes by Erasmus down the street there, and Joe had a bag from the candy shop, and he, as I said, he walked down the street. But I mean, now that you mention it, I did see him talking to that fella. I'm not sure who he was though, with the mask on.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much.
Hmm.
It's very helpful.
I hope so. I hope the child's okay.
Beshenai kind of wants to look around the shop,
He says,
but knows that he only has 10 gold, so probably going to walk out, I guess.
he says, I'm gonna be closing soon. Do you think if I give you Joe's cloak, do you think you could maybe give it to him if you see him later, or give it to his father
That could easily be done.
for me? Okay, great. Hang on one sec.
Sure.
I gave him Benadryl.
What if her name is the Bookish Rock?
2, yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh.
He's still up.
I'm afraid though that with Jen's background, that could go Fahrenheit 451 very quick.
Do you need help?
Could. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Roger, I wish you guys could see. He's like, hang on. He's like watching. He likes to watch TV, so he's been up on my bed just.
That was very unexpected. Just a
Yeah.
dog with a fro watching over you.
I will say the only time I've seen my dog watch television was when Netflix had baby animals in the wild. We put baby animals on the wild on.
That's adorable.
Have you ever heard of dog TV?
Yes, I put it on for Roger all the time, but he actually there's a veterinarian show that he likes.
Okay.
I don't remember
Is
what
he
it
a
is.
Dr. Pools fan?
All right.
I haven't put it on.
So Crawley says, if I was gonna close up, I don't want him to not have his cloak for Halloween night. I wouldn't normally do this, but do you think you could just hold on to it and give it to him for me?
Absolutely, and none will know that you made an exception here.
I do appreciate that. So he pulls out this, from like a rack in the back. This, it's not like super ornate, but it's very well made. And Nick Faebulous can immediately tell just from the cut of it that it would make one when you wear it, it would make you harder to see in the dark. So it would translate to wearing this cloak would give you a +10 to your stealth checks made during nighttime.
And
Is
as
that
Beshenai
velour?
holds it, Beshenai goes, "I am glad a missing child does not have this." And folds it up, put it in the backpack.
Synkka's like, but it would fit me.
It would. I mean, it's actually big enough that any of you could probably wear it.
Okay.
On your
It's
shoulder.
It's just like a half cape for the tall.
Yeah. For the elves, it would be like a half cape. Yeah, so Crawley bids you farewell. Says good luck.
As soon as we're out of like eye shot of the shop, because we know that Crawley looks out his window now.
Yep.
We'll go down the road a little bit and I say, well, you know, Synkka, if you really want to, I saw you looking at it. If you really want to wear it, you can hold on to it for Joe.
I'm just gonna hold on to it
You
really
look,
tight.
yeah, and Beshenai makes the comment of, you look like you did at Necrocon. I believe
my
he
cosplay.
is Dracula.
Oh.
See, it's a very comfortable cloak. The hood is trimmed in satin, and like the lining has it's not satin, but it's like a finer sort of material for the rest of the lining inside than the hardier material on the outside that sort of like rejects light a little bit.
Joe must have been hanging on to some serious coin for this.
Mm-hmm. It must have been saving up for quite some time.
Yeah, even more mysterious that he hasn't come to pick it up.
Yeah.
Shall we go search for this creepy man?
I think that might be our best interest. Where did the kids say they were running off to?
Well,
I know they were.
so Crawley said that that the creepy dude went to Mixes by Erasmus.
Yep.
Yeah, but the
And
kids,
then-
I think, went through town because
They said they were
try
gonna.
and get candy.
Yeah, they said they were gonna check the candy store.
Yeah, and then okay, and then we know also that that Joe's expected arrival at the pumpkin carving was something else, but it sounded kind of like the pumpkin carving had already happened.
Yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
like ongoing, isn't it? I
Yeah,
thought it
but
was like
he had done it already.
he
Oh,
had
yeah.
done it already. Yeah, it's an all day kind of affair, but yeah, he had already gone and carved his.
So maybe
Did
we
they
should
say-
pick up the kids in sweet.
sweetie sweets.
Sweet.
I want to
We
get some
should
gummy
we should
candies.
actually maybe pick up the kids first because they could potentially be in danger. If their friend was picked up and they go looking for their friend, they could get picked up as well.
Yeah, I feel like a sweet shop would be a really great place to pick up kids.
That sounds so wrong.
Hey,
Yeah, I think it gives that look like
Beshenai is at least an 80-year-old wizard. He's pretty sure he knows.
That just makes it worse.
Yep.
yep.
And even worse, he's the only one that doesn't have a costume on right now. So yeah, I guess Sweet Sweets is only across the street from Crawley's.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah.
we should probably get there.
All right.
Pop in there real quick.
So you pop in. You see the kids are in there talking to a pair of halfling twins. One with a bald shaved head, and the other one with shoulder length, curly, black hair. And the conversation is almost mind numbing. They are the two twins are talking as fast as the four children, and like crossing one another. It's hard to even process what they are all saying because it's so much noise, but they seem to be just like following this whole thing. And as you walk in, was it Ralph, the kid in the gargoyle outfit, kind of turns his whole body because he's got this big, cumbersome costume as well, like the Drider thing, and like his wing hits something on the shelf, and one of the twin with the long hair just reaches out and snatches it and puts it back on the shelf. It doesn't break conversational stride, and the gargoyle waves at you and comes over and through his mask says, "Oh, hey guys. So we heard that Joe had some big prank planned for us over at the pumpkin patch. He had something. He was gonna lure us over there with a trail of candy, and but then he didn't have any money for candy, I guess. But he was planning on luring us over to the pumpkin patch."
Are you guys gonna go anyway? I mean, he's
Well,
probably there,
he went to all that work, so yeah. I mean, obviously we gotta go check it out.
right? Right. So why don't we get some candy? I'm ready for candy.
He holds up. He's got like 2 sackfuls already, and the 2 halflings look over at you and say, "Hi, welcome to Sweet Sweet. I'm Ren, and this is my brother Rook, and we have an array of candies that you can partake. What would you like? Can I interest you in? We have candy apples, and we have what else have we got? We've got candy canes, not really in season, but we still have some. We have candy floss. We have." He like stops and takes a breath and looks. Candy corn, and we also have chocolate, and we have an array. Oh, I see you have some of our candy corn already, actually. Oh, Jen, I forgot to tell you. So you had, I don't know how you guys distributed them, but in that handful of candy corn that Fortune gave you, there were 4 of the pumpkins, and each of those pumpkins, when consumed, will heal 1d6. I know Faebulous took one and tucked it into his tiny sleeve pocket. I don't know if you split them up or one person carries them. Doesn't matter to me. Just letting you know.
Okay. Right. Cool. Thanks.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna take a candy apple or a caramel apple if you have. I like this.
They have caramel apples as well. Yeah.
I will take a caramel apple.
Okay.
Do you have chocolate cockroaches?
Chocolate cockroaches? Yeah, of course we have chocolate cockroaches.
I will take a bag of chocolate cockroaches.
That's my favorite, says Ren. So Ren
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Ren puts a scoop of chocolate cockroaches in a bag and ties them off and hands them to you.
I immediately eat one.
It's very
And
crunchy.
for the
Perfect.
for the meta joke, Beshenai goes, and I'm looking for this candy called Nerds. I hear they've got like a limited D&D something.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
Gosh, Beshenai, leave it.
I did find.
We heard
I
about
did
it at
find some.
Necro.
Oh, did you?
by the way.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any around here. Trish, are the chocolate cockroaches just chocolate in the shape of a cockroach, or is it a
Nope.
cockroach
They are
dipped in chocolate?
chocolate
Okay, I wanted
Yep.
to be clear about that because that's what I was thinking, but I wanted to make sure.
No,
Yeah.
they are absolutely bugs covered in chocolate.
Okay.
And
I love it.
Beshenai, seeing the cockroaches, says, "I'll have some of those too."
They give you a scoop. They have, like the little candy eyeballs. They've got those like stuck on each of them as well, so they've got like googly eyes almost.
That's awesome.
I'll take a dandy apple.
A candy apple? Yeah, sure. Here you go. And they. Oh, you said dandy apple. Sorry. And he turns, and it's their candy apple, but they're like it's got this like beautiful glittery kind of glaze finish.
Perfect.
Does it have a bow tie?
It's got like a ribbon wrapped around the handle. It's very curly.
That's called a cravat. How is that?
So Rook says, that's 1 silver and 5 copper pieces, please. And you exchange money. And he claps his hands and says, have a great night, unless there's anything else we can help you with.
Oh, thank you very much. My
Think
teeth
that-
stuck together with the caramel.
There-
Actually, Have you seen a well-dressed man in a zombie mask?
Oh, yeah, that guy was very creepy. He, uh, I saw him come out of Mixes by Erasmus, and he had bought a potion there, and he stuffed it in his pocket, and then he walked down the street, and he was talking to somebody down by the common, right? Yeah, who was he talking to? It was the little kid with the hair, the orange hair, and
Joe?
Joe. Yeah, yeah, he was talking to Joe down by the common there.
I think we better find out what this.
Oh, what do you? And then the other twin says, "Didn't he? He took that bag from Joe. That's right. Yeah, he had a bag like a canvas or a burlap bag of some kind. I'm not sure of the make of the bag, but it was wet and dripping. And Joe gave it to him, and he slung it over his shoulder, and the two of them walked away. Looked like maybe they were walking back to the tavern.
Dripping what color, do you
Never
know?
made it.
It was, I don't know, it was kind of far, but they were wet.
Tavern.
Go.
Was maybe, boy, I don't know. Let's see. So, who came in? After he walked by, then we saw Greg, right? Yep, Greg came in, and he bought that pound of candy corn. And then Rubus came in with his dog, and he bought candy for his dog, not chocolate, of course. And then, let's see, then we played patty cake for 20 minutes. And then, who came in after that? Oh, right, Wellesley came in, and he bought 3 bags of candy corn and 2 chocolate bars, and we gave him one for free because we owed him from last time with the thing. Yeah, the thing. And then, so I think that was probably 2 hours and 20 minutes ago.
So that was before we left the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they continue to list off other customers who.
So,
Yeah.
do we want to split the party so that we have 2 people who can like escort the kids to the pumpkin patch, and 2 others to investigate the zombie man, first figure out where what the potion was that he might have picked up, and then check out the tavern that he went to afterwards.
It was
Well,
that's
that's Joe's.
that's his house.
Okay.
Jack's
So
lantern.
So, yeah. I think that potion is an important thing to know.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too.
I think that whether we are going to the pumpkin patch or to Creepy Dude, we'll want to know A, what the bag was, and B, what the potion was. So
Yeah.
I think we might find both of those answers in Mixes.
So, the bag, you might be able to find clues if we're splitting the party. We could have one party look and see if they can find any clues about the bag over by the common, if that's where you're headed for the pumpkin patch. And then the other half could question Mixes about the potion.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll opt to go after Mixes.
I think
Yeah.
I would also go after Mixes, but if somebody else really wants to, I'll go for the pumpkin patch.
I'll go for the pumpkin patch.
I'll go. I mean, we have a lot to catch up on since the con.
So the wizards are going to the pumpkin patch, and the non-wizards are going to the magic potion thing.
That tracks.
Yep, that tracks.
I'm an arcane trickster. I know about the arcana.
This is where I wish I took message instead of inexplicably taking find familiar.
I
Or
just threw a
Featherfall.
bunch of spells in there today.
If
so-
you want to swap out, you haven't used the spell, so if you want to swap out Find Familiar for message, that's totally fine.
I think that's what I'll do.
Message is a cantrip.
Oh, is it a cantrip?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Wow. For some reason, I think I only get 3 cantrips, but
Yeah.
But does it allow you to change them out if you manage the spell?
Yeah, I mean, either way. If
yeah,
you want to change out one of your cantrips or message, you can.
I'm good with my 3 cantrips.
Okay.
Oh,
I,
okay, then I will.
I was thinking about the spell levels though. That's all.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
I can't find it though.
So the wizards head off towards the pumpkin patch with the kids.
Absolutely.
Make a. You can both make a perception check for me, please, as you head back towards the common.
Perception.
Skills. I rolled something. I hear it. I
I
don't
did
see
too.
it.
Got a 13 and a 12. So you both notice it's pretty clear. At about the point that the halflings pointed at, over by the common, is like a wet kind of gloopy spot in the street.
Ew.
Um,
Ugh.
I'm gonna go up to it and make a and try and like see what's going on with it.
You can make
I
either a investigation or a nature check.
don't know what my they're the same.
And you'll get different information based on which one you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like poking and prodding it.
I was
maybe
gonna say
sniffing
poke it with a
like,
stick, stir it a little bit.
So the 15, it's like kind of sticky. It's definitely like a natural substance. You can tell that it was dripping out of this bag and was pretty pretty plentiful, because you see like whoever was carrying the bag walked away, and there is like a dripping trail of this stuff. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it's not like anything harmful.
Hagfish witches.
Is it like homogeneous or is it like pretty? Like it's got chunks in it and stuff.
No, no chunks. It's mostly soaked into the ground, but like so it's going forward. It's just kind of like wet spots. But here there was a concentration of it, and actually with the 15, yeah, there are like fibers in it as well, in this like bigger pool of it.
Poop.
Is it poop? It's not poop.
I said ooh.
Oh.
Because I accidentally clicked record, and I didn't mean to.
Poop.
Oops.
So you guys follow the trail?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, if I'm gonna have a find familiar slot anyway, I'm gonna cast find familiar, and it'll be. Do I get to choose? I get to choose what form. Is it
Yep.
of a certain list?
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's on the spell. Well, while you think about that, Mary and Faebulous walk into Mixes by Erasmus. It is a very upscale place. You walk in, it smells nice. There's like some gentle music coming from somewhere. Everything is very like sleek, and a lot of like dark colors. It's not the potion shops that you're used to, where there's like cauldrons bubbling over and stuff is spilled and crazy ingredients on shelves. Everything is like neat and orderly and organized. And sitting at a table towards the back is a dragonborn who
Oh my god.
who looks up and says hello.
I like that the lips move.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's
And,
pretty
like,
cool.
Yeah.
It does pretty good facial tracking, and this is my favorite part.
That is
They
amazing.
definitely spent way more time in the video stuff than they did making it a functional game.
Yeah, I think the game stuff was an afterthought, which I mean I kind of get,
But with effects like these,
right?
um,
Yeah, you
It's
think
kind of fun.
when they have all this stuff like set up for multiple different races and stuff, it'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
So, and he has Erasmus is like scars, a lot of scars on himself, like visible on his arms and some on his face, and around his neck is a glowing golden sun, which you would all know is the symbol of the Morning Lord, who is the god of light and goodness and kind of general Christ-like figure here in Faerun. And he looks up and says, evening. How can I help you?
So, Derrick, when I come in, since you said everything's like very neat and organized, I'm gonna do like an appraisal of the shelves and see which ones have had like depleted supplies.
Oh, sure. Yeah, make a investigation check. Or an arcana.
I'm gonna do investigation
Okay.
because I have expertise in that.
All right. So we'll add 2 to whatever you roll.
Lost my. There we are. There's the skills.
No, that was Adam.
Boop. Did it boop?
It did. So
Yeah.
An 8?
14.
14,
14.
So 16.
16 with the expertise. So there is a section of the shop that has it says nighttime ailments, and there's a variety of things there, but you notice like everything is faced, all of the potions have been pushed to the front of the shelf, but there's one that has not been yet, and it says sleeping.
Interesting. We are inquiring about a gentleman that may have been by here in his zombie mask. Does he sound familiar to you?
Oh yeah, that was that mask was impressive. The mouth moved on it and everything. Thing was, it must have been magical. There was no way it looked so real.
As the head goes whirring off in a bunch of different directions. Did the gentleman drop his name?
He didn't actually. And I'm not being like cagey. He did not give me his name. I didn't
No,
think to ask. I don't ask everybody their names.
I believe you. You're a Morning Lord fella.
That I am, yes.
Derrick, I love that when you stop speaking, there's a moment where it's like a bad Chinese film.
It doesn't quite sync. Haha.
Well, I noticed on the shelf over there you have a sleeping potion missing. Did that go off to him?
Oh yeah. He bought that. Yep. Oh, I forgot to face that, huh? And he like gets up and walks over, and lines the potions all up, nods at himself, and claps his hands together. And you audibly hear his stomach rumble from across the shop, and he goes, "Oh, where's that woman?"
Did you notice anything funny about him besides the mask that was fairly realistic? Like, did he say he was going anywhere, talking to anyone?
He was pretty non-communicative. No, he wasn't into the friendly banter.
He's a sleeping potion.
I just
Hey,
need
just
sleep.
Yeah, he just said he was having trouble falling asleep at night, so I pointed over to that and said a couple drops would do the trick.
So, you said you were waiting for someone?
Oh, my wife she's supposed to bring dinner back, but I don't know. She gets distracted sometimes, so I'm sure she is.
I know what
Just-
it's like to want to gouge.
She's
How
very.
long-
Oh, God.
How long has she been out? How much longer than normal?
I saw her earlier this afternoon. She said she was gonna go home, and she's got a potion that she was working on. She's the one who does the magical potions. I handle the sort of the natural things and the healings, and she's got more of the head for the arcane than I do. She was gonna mix something up and whip up some dinner and then bring it back, but. Like I said, I mean, she gets distracted sometimes.
For the sleeping potions, how many doses are in a bottle?
If you do the 2 drops recommended, then it's 20 doses. Is there something the matter? I'm gauging from the line of questions here that there's more than I'm aware is going on.
We're looking for Joe, and he was last seen, as far as we know, in the company of your well-masked zombie man.
Yeah, I did see Joe meet that fella down by the fair. He picked up a big sack of drippy something or other, and they walked off together towards Jack's lantern.
Yes, unfortunately, that was well before we left Jack's lantern, and he seems to have never arrived.
That's mildly concerning.
Yes, indeed.
That's why we're needing the concerning questioning
Yeah, no,
processes right
I understand that. I wish I could do more to help. You know what? Actually, when they met up, I saw Joe dropped this, and he goes behind the thing, and he pulls up a rubber spider. It fell out of his pocket when he gave the bag to the guy, and I tried to catch him, but they were gone down the street by the time I got out there. I was going to give it to him next time I saw him, but if you want to, I don't know, hand it off to him.
Yeah, we can hand it off to him.
Absolutely.
So this is no ordinary rubber spider, my friends, as you may have surmised. When you throw this fake spider up to 30 feet, all creatures within a 10-foot radius have to make a saving throw or are frightened by it.
Seems like a good classic spider thing.
It's very good, yeah. It jumps a little bit and it looks very real.
So this gentleman has a neat and tiny area. Does he have a broom anywhere?
Yeah, he absolutely has an array of brooms for sweeping and pushing.
Hooray.
Are you going to ask him for a broom?
I'm going to ask him for a broom.
Please
It
get the
might come in
push
handy
broom.
later, I
I
promise.
want to see that one.
Honestly, that seems like the most practical one. You have a good footrest.
Right?
Like honestly, it's. I feel like that's like the touring broom. If there was like a touring version of a broom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the firebolt.
Put little,
Yep.
yeah, could put little side saddles on it. Maybe even like, you know.
You could hook your
A dustpan sidecar.
heels from your long, big old witch boots. You hook the heels right on the broom head.
Right.
so
right?
much more comfortable.
It's perfect.
Absolutely.
So he gives you a look when you ask for a broom. But it's like, I mean, if it's gonna help you with finding Joe, sure.
Absolutely. And I do promise to bring it back when I'm done.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. And he hands you this broom that has it's been like scrawled on. It's got Rasmus scrawled on it. And he says, well, "Good luck. If there's anything else I can do, feel free to let me know."
Absolutely. And I say, Mary, hop on.
I hop on
We're gonna broom off together.
All right.
with my
I love
feet
that they
dried or
broom
blood,
off
just like
without
waving off.
exiting the store first.
Zoo! They zip right out the door. So it does only function for 1 minute a day.
Only 1 minute a day?
Yeah, it's 10 rounds per day.
10 rounds. Okay. That's much different than minutes.
Yep, much different.
Okay. So we won't zoop out unless we don't have to use it all at once, right?
Yeah, you can break it up.
Okay. I
I
zip
was
out.
just thinking we'd hobby horse out instead.
So if you want to
Whoa!
He's gonna think you
It's a
guys are really
saucy
nuts.
one.
burn 2 rounds, you can catch up with your friends there.
Okay, we'll do that.
So you see them. So you guys, before they catch up, are walking back towards the tavern. Let me take myself out
following
of
the drip line.
dragon mode
I'm
here.
going to just resolve the find familiar.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So it's a form of the hawk,
Okay.
and I'm going to use its advantage in perception with visuals to follow the trail for up to 100 feet, and instruct Synkka to lead me, as I'll be deaf and blind through the process, and I'm going to see through the hawk's eye.
Okay.
Okay.
So with the hawk, you don't even have to make a roll. You have no problem following this trail.
Yep.
The kids mess with him quite a bit while he's deaf and blind, though.
Of course. Like, guys, come on,
And
guys. You
the
can.
engineer mind in me, and probably Beshenai would have figured this out too, says if there's something you need to tell me, Synkka, while I'm in this state, just message my hawk and I'll hear it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not messaging the hawk. I'm like, guys, leave him alone.
They're like
Really cool guy.
hanging scraps of paper off of his back and stuff,
Yeah, I'm like swiping it off. I'm like, Jesus,
licking pieces of candy and like sticking it to him.
we're looking for your friend.
And I just say deaf and blind,
Little,
not deaf, or not.
not that you can't
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
Not touch,
Yeah,
insensitive.
it's okay. You can poop on them.
They're making faces and stuff. So you guys follow the trail,
Well, but-
and it goes to the tavern, but then it goes around and into the back behind the tavern.
Isn't that where the apartment was?
Like the apartment's attached. It goes
Yeah.
like it gives a berth around the tavern, and it continues into the woods behind the tavern. To you guys on the broom catch up just as, and you see a hawk kind of flying over them.
And I'm
and-
like, Beshenai,
You come down.
this guy.
Are you keeping the kids with you?
Not into the woods, I wouldn't.
Yeah, probably
expect.
not. Like, hey guys, go in and wait.
So they run off. Kids.
Yeah, of course, they scatter.
And they run into the tavern.
Yeah, go get yourself some cider or something.
So you
Oh, cider!
continue to follow the trail until you find yourselves entering Jack's pumpkin patch, where just last night you cleared out a number of tunneling giant rats. The
Glad they're not here.
the pumpkins have been harvested, or so you were led to believe, but As you walk out onto the patch tonight, you see that the pumpkins are all still there. In fact, there are way more pumpkins now than there were before. Why is this not?
So, Derrick, when Beshenai's hawk comes to the pumpkin patch, I'm gonna direct the hawk to land on a pumpkin, and I'll return to me.
Okay.
And
Alright.
as we catch up to the hawk.
So I'm trying to turn on. Oh, hey, maybe if I do this. I'm trying to enable one of the maps, and it's not letting me. You guys aren't seeing a map, right?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Well, I gotta get in the right screen, but no.
What's gonna
Yeah.
be?
Which it would just be in this.
It should be in the big empty space there. Yeah.
And I mean, we kind of see like a grayed out map.
Yeah, that's just like a Forgotten Realms
An
map
overlay
or something.
Or an underlay or whatever.
Yeah, that's just like kind of there. But there should be.
They're wallpaper.
When we catch up to the hawk, I'll just have the hawk like rest on my shoulder.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to. I don't know if this is gonna. It shouldn't dump us out of Zoom. I'm gonna jump out of ARealm and load it back up.
Okay.
Jump out of a realm and then jump
Green.
back.
It made me green.
Jump right out.
Yeah, it's not easy being green.
Let's see. Hopefully this is not a bug.
It's the green scene.
It's weird that you guys still have
Derrick's
it up.
been slimered.
Are you guys still in a room, or did it knock you out to the?
No, I'm
in a
Still in the room.
yeah.
I'm currently sitting in my inventory.
I'm currently in my chat.
You're probably gonna have to
See your-
exit out then, I imagine.
Out of ARealm.
Yeah, and join my new room.
Your room
Oh.
code changed.
I can see a
It's now
map
NZAL.
in your window.
Who?
NZAL.
Derrick's room code changed. I saw right before the thing. So
Oh.
maybe
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, so if you
go
all
to a different room.
jump out and then join NZAL.
Oh, good lord. Okay. I can do this. Main menu. Yes.
NZAL. Alright.
I don't know.
Put the camera back
I
on.
still don't see. I see the map on your thing in Zoom, Derrick, but I don't see it on my
Same.
screen.
Yeah. It's in the Zoom.
My
it's not in the-
chaotic eyebrows.
Also, the music.
Those are
is-
some more
Yeah, the music.
eyebrows.
Oh wait, there it
I
is.
never had music.
All right. Good,
It's
good.
at this weird tabletop angle.
Yeah, there's no. That is just how it works, unfortunately.
Oh,
Whoa,
there's the background noise.
that's quite the background.
Oh yeah, it does. I wonder.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if.
Oh, I can move the map around and zoom in and stuff.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
are all overlaid on top of each other.
I don't even. Where are your tokens? I don't even see you guys.
In the
Right in the
center in
middle.
front of Big Old Jack.
Huh? That's funny. Look. See on mine. You're not there.
Huh.
Huh.
Um,
Yeah,
If
I'm
you-
seeing everyone move theirs around.
If you hit control and
everyone
then click and move it.
except me, maybe?
No,
It doesn't look like I
No.
have. Oh,
Oh,
what?
we are now in Ice Village.
Iceland.
Now we're
Okay.
back in the pumpkin patch.
And now I can see you all. So
And
that's... Hang on, let me
I
jot
don't
both of
see
these
you.
down.
We look like two sets of
I see
twins.
you. You're right
Yeah.
there.
Yep. There you are. That is an awesome pumpkin.
Oh, is mine the one that doesn't have?
It should be like... Oh, yeah. So yours doesn't have a name. It just glows.
Oh,
Got
I
it.
didn't even see
Yep.
that.
Hang on. Let me jot these bugs down real quick.
I love that it drags the map around rather than the character immediately.
Right.
I didn't have that problem at all. Just gotta click and hold. If you click on the little eye in the like speech bubble in the corner, it gives you the controls.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Left click and drag. That's what I was doing. Oh, but that's the
But
same
you
as
have to be
moving the
sen-
map around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotate token, control mouse wheel. Alright. Left click.
Which doesn't matter in this. That just kind of shows you your perspective. All right, so could not the map.
It's cute. These pumpkins are playing Ring Around the Rosie. Just very innocent.
New
Yep,
room.
clearly.
They're beautifully carved and not menacing at all.
Yep.
Derrick,
Yeah.
I'm just for the gag. The hawk's name is Linus.
Nice.
Yes.
I've decided this.
I like it.
All of you have cool backgrounds. My life is just burning. Hang on. Hang on.
I love how Faebulous is just blending into his background.
He's gone now.
It's
Gone forever. I can disappear too.
the Fey touch.
Ooh, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just
I
want you to know ahead of time, Derek, that they're going to be very upset if this kid has played an elaborate prank where they have hyper-realistic pumpkin people costumes, and we murder them.
I love that your tiara didn't come back until you put your headphones on.
Yes. I saw that. I saw that. I'm like, yeah.
It was
Okay.
too good.
All right, I got that all jotted down. So you get to this pumpkin patch where supposedly the pumpkins were harvested today for the High Harvesttide Festival. And you see that not only are there several pumpkins still in the patch, but a number of them are 10 to 20 feet across and have been carved and are glowing with faces. And as you walk up, you see that... Oh, we lost Trish.
Yeah, it keeps doing that. I don't know why.
Weird.
I'm also occasionally getting a whirling circle of loading.
Okay.
In ARealm or Zoom?
In ARealm.
Okay.
It might be my webcam. It tends to overheat, so I might just switch to my built-in one, which the quality will drop. But
Okay.
So, Derrick,
Yeah.
as we're kind of seeing this, can Beshenai like make a history check to see if I've seen this before or read about this before?
Absolutely.
This
He's not there.
kind of feels occulty, perhaps. Wow.
16. So you do remember hearing a little bit about Bradbury Hallow when the town was first founded. The original founder of the town had he had some like interesting rumors and legends about himself, and one of those was that he was like secretly an evil sorcerer of some kind, and he would employ various vegetations as his minions. You remember reading that when you were studying up about coming to this place and the rats.
Excellent.
Mhm.
And I relay that memory.
So you see, like I said, these various grinning, glowing, giant pumpkins, and you can actually see inside that big one at the end of the path there. And looking into it, you see that one of those rat tunnels that you guys took care of yesterday and closed up is open once more.
Gosh dang it.
They
Job's
just
never
don't
done.
Stay dead.
Right?
Fire worked on them last time, right?
Yep.
So Beshenai starts preparing, like for a bunch of firebolt spells,
Mhm.
putting the salve on the hands because it gets a little hot after a while. And,
So you guys
Gloves.
yeah.
descend back into this tunnel that you had descended into previously.
Just finished.
And as you climb down into it, previously it led into a rat warren. This time the tunnel goes for quite a while until you come into a big open kind of cavern area with a set of stone double doors in front of you.
These are industrious rats.
I'm gonna check for traps.
You don't see any traps there. The door has no locking mechanism or anything like that, or the doors have no locking mechanism, no handles, anything like that. But a slight push yields them open a little bit.
If only we had somebody tall and brutish to open these doors.
You got somebody.
Tall.
You got somebody short and brutish.
Yeah.
Um,
With a lot of leverage.
Mary, looking at the doors, you can tell that they are of dwarven make and seem to predate even the town. They are
They're very old doors.
very well built and very old.
Let's break them.
I start pushing.
They open surprisingly easily. And you find yourselves entering what can only be a crypt.
Oh, this is cool because it's
We've
3D.
gone into Diablo.
Oh, Malthiel, no.
Oh, there they are.
So you
Diablo or RuneScape.
So this, you now have POV. You are looking out of the view of your token.
Oh, cool.
You enter into this. Like I said, it's clearly a crypt of some kind. There are 6 sarcophagi, 2 of which are open and 4 of which are closed. Here in this area, the torches on the walls glow with a green witch fire that is, it feels baleful in nature.
I am just using the rotate token to take a look around. My token is on my head, apparently.
Interesting.
I am my own helmet.
Do we notice anything about the open sarcophagi?
You notice
He
that
just scared the crap out of me.
You notice that one of the open sarcophagi has a humanoid all wrapped up and dehydrated. And as you notice that, they notice you, and it reaches up out of the sarcophagi at you. Everybody, please roll initiative.
I was gonna say, as a necromancer, do I recognize this as a known ritual?
This creature has been prepared and mummified. Yes.
Okay. Initiative.
Please.
Is that
Ooh,
a stat thing? It is a stat thing.
it is in
maybe.
stats. Hopefully that was the nat 1 that I needed to get out of the way.
That is a nat 20, which is kind of useless. But that's a
I got
cool
9.
animation.
Yeah, the 20 burns, and the one like crumbles and falls into dust.
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
My
Let's
camera
hit that.
also shakes apparently when that happens.
Huh.
So that's interesting.
Oh, nice.
So is
Just
there an
realized-
initiative
Oh, wait.
counter or something as well on your end? or-
Yeah. It's pretty rudimentary, but it's got your inits and your AC and your hit points in it. Of course, I have to build everything in manually.
I clearly haven't been looking at the Zoom as much because I just noticed that it does change the view as you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what Derrick was saying. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember Derrick saying that,
Yeah,
but I hadn't quite realized what he was talking about, and then I looked.
Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep
I can
moving.
see.
Adam, I'm trying not
I
to.
can see on your Zoom tiles
Damn it.
what you're seeing, but like because I don't have it set up, I only see it like Derrick's view.
Yeah. I feel like the Invisible Man if I don't have the hood up.
Yeah.
it's an inverse invisibility cloak.
Yeah. a visibility cloak.
Yeah.
It's
Whenever you show skin, it's like, don't you dare.
yeah. It's
Cover up, Missy.
yeah, it's for Arabic wizards.
Uh,
'Cause let's face it, it's not for the witches.
Okay, so Beshenai, you as soon as you see this thing before it even reaches out, you know that's a mummy.
God, Daddy.
And you know that if there's one thing mummies don't like, it's fire. And you are first to react.
Mm-hmm.
That was who?
You.
You.
Oh, that was me.
That's you.
Well, I have my hands all salved up and ready to go. So
Synkka knows that too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Firebolt is a cantrip that I have.
Yes, it is.
Do I have
When
that
I-
in my actions though?
It, I think you have to click
'Cause-
on it in spells.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, apparently I chose different cantrips the first time around. Because they weren't showing up when I went to choose them in. Anyway, so I clicked Firebolt. I don't know if it actually
Didn't do anything.
did anything.
Just roll a d20.
Okay. That is a 10 plus
You hit.
6. Yeah. I hit. 1d10 damage.
Skillful hit.
A skillful hit.
So, do I add anything to the damage? It's just 1d10, right?
Just the d10, yep.
Okay, 5.
All right, so you throw this very quickly, just react and throw the firebolt at the thing, and it hits and ruptures in flames. It is flailing around now, and Faebulous, as you are kind of standing at the foot of the sarcophagi, it reaches out and swipes at you.
Reach out and touch me.
That is a d20 plus that is that. Boop. Oop, I rolled 2. Take the left one. So,
And of course they switch.
yeah,
Which one's
so,
left?
the 10 was the leftmost, so that is a 14.
Ah, a skillful miss.
All right.
1.
So it reaches out and like just kind of grabs the edge of your cloak,
Yes.
and you pull away from it.
Fancy.
And then Faebulous, it's your turn.
Your tiara got huge, Faebulous.
Yeah.
It upsizes
Alright.
with ego or something.
I guess.
So I'll throw a booming blade on this. Is there effectively somebody adjacent to it besides myself?
Yeah, Mary said Mary was going to walk over as well. So Mary would actually probably
I'll
be.
move my token over.
You're so huge.
And my token, I think, is right there too.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't have been adjacent to it though,
Sure.
to throw the firebolt. I figured you would have been back a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
So this will be plus 6.
Sorry.
There
I don't
are
know if I was
numbers. What is the
There you are.
that's a crit, my friend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's also with sneak attack damage.
Nice.
So, all right. I need D8 and 2d6.
That's when to crit though, right? Is when you have all the sneak attack damage in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, so that's gonna be 2 of those. So, 2 of that, 4 of those. Okay. And then I'll add the modifier at the end because I don't want to add it to each one.
Right. It won't. It does only add it to the end, but that's okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Have
Nice.
some numbers.
Yeah. Holy moly.
And then if he decides to move, he takes an additional D8.
Yeah, the only way he moves is back down into the sarcophagus, rather, because there's only one. What kind of weapon do you have?
Rapier.
A rapier. So you, just leap out and cleverly like slash the thing. The blade goes, cuts a bunch of bandages and then goes right through it, and it falls back into the sarcophagus. I keep doing that. And
This reminds me of like the Kermit the Frog scene where he's like slashing up the. I know too few details to make this relevant. In Muppet Treasure Island, that's just what it was.
oh,
Yeah.
and after you pull your blade out, the bandages begin to dissolve, and they just sort of fade into nothingness, and the mummy's like features change, and suddenly laying in the sarcophagus is not an emaciated dead creature, but
You killed a child?
it's a dead child. You've killed a child. No, it is. That's not funny. It is. It's someone in a town guard outfit from Bradbury Hallow. You recognize them. You don't know their name, but you recognize him. He's clearly unconscious, but still breathing.
That's good.
And now that he has faded, or now that his his wrappings and whatnot have faded, you hear a metallic kind of clink, and you see that, like, stuffed into the wrappings that are no longer there is a chunk of metal, and when you kind of surreptitiously reach in and grab it, it is a part of a shield, it looks like, but not a big shield, like maybe like yay big, like 6 or 8 inches, and it's rounded on one edge and it kind of comes to a point, but then the top and the left side of it it looks like it has been broken away from something, and it's got in it like a circle with a very narrow kind of upside down triangle in it, and some sort of design. Beneshai, you immediately, since you kind of studied up on the history of this town, you immediately recognize this as a chunk of the town crest of Bradbury Hallow.
Ah, it's a shield of a shield.
Yep,
A portion of a shield of the shield.
correct.
Excellent.
What is this about?
You know, I feel like this is perhaps connected to the founder somehow. Although that would have been, what, like hundreds of years ago? Or not even there?
Yeah, hundreds of years ago.
Okay.
So you said the guard's breathing, but I'm gonna just like make sure that he's not like bleeding out or something.
He has no wounds on him whatsoever.
Okay.
The wizards could make Arcana checks if they wanted.
Since I'm right there identifying the shield, maybe I'll make one, you can make one too, Synkka. But, yeah, I'm right there, so I'll make that too.
Cheese and rice.
It's a crit, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was. Oh, that's what that was. I wasn't in the Zoom thing. It was the
Zoom?
flames.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that noise?
So you both recognize the effects of a polymorph spell that had been cast upon this individual.
Polymorph. So that's a fairly high level caster.
That is
You should be
some strong magic, and
careful.
it seems odd because you would both know that usually when someone is polymorphed and their hit points are reduced in their polymorphed form, they come back at whatever hit points they were when they were polymorphed. So
Okay.
so potentially this guy was knocked unconscious somehow
To sleep
or put to sleep, and then
and then polymorph.
polymorphed. Although if he was put to sleep, he would not be unconscious. He would just be
So,
sleeping. And
so
this guy's
yeah.
clearly out.
Yeah, with so yeah, I was gonna say, so with Beshenai's sort of background in he's majoring in necromancy, minoring in medicine at this point.
How do you make yourself acceptable?
I was gonna maybe make a medicine check to see like if he was unconscious and
Yeah, you don't even have to make a check. He is definitely unconscious. But I think with the Arcana check too, it's more than just unconscious. He is like he's been put to
Sleeping potion.
he's been put magically to sleep.
good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is clearly the work of a high-level caster who knows what they're doing. I recommend proceeding with caution. We left the youth in the tavern, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Looking around the rest of the room, do I note anything that would be involved in a traditional polymorph spell?
Make a perception check for me.
Sure. Where's perception? There's perception. Oh, it was much better before it rolled. So that's the 6.
Yeah, you don't spot anything.
Crap.
I don't see anything to do with polymorph in this area. For perhaps further along.
And these weren't here when we cleaned out the tunnels yesterday. Like these rooms, this cavern, like
This whole thing was not. But you also went a lot longer through the tunnels than you did last night.
Oh, okay. I see.
Perhaps we left a rat and it
Got industrious.
found something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or perhaps it was just made to look like a rat's tunnel, so no one would think anything of it. The only way to find out is to go forward. And
Agreed.
We should also see if any of the other sarcophagi have townspeople in them.
Well, if you're willing to look for traps on the sarcophagi, I'd be willing to look. We know nothing about these sarcophagi.
Alright. Just someone keep a lookout at the door just in case anyone starts coming at us.
I will keep a lookout on the door leading further in.
Okay. So you take a couple minutes and you don't find any traps on the 4 closed and locked sarcophagi. Although, you know what? Make a quick investigation check for me anyways, just to see.
As the wizard, I feel it's my duty to supervise. So,
Extra
if
plus
that helps.
Wow, that's another crit.
Jeez.
My supervision was effective.
Yeah. So you don't notice any traps, but as you're looking, you notice in both of the open ones, the second the one open one has the dwarf guard. The other one doesn't have anybody in it, but you notice that both of them have pressure plates inside the sarcophagus itself.
Huh.
And with a crit, you also note that with the weight of the dwarf in it, the plate is not triggered.
So it needs more weight to be triggered?
You think it needs less weight.
Less weight.
Because the empty one also is not triggered.
When the
It needs
dwarf
just the
got
right
up
amount.
as a mummy, it didn't trigger anything, did it?
No, nothing happened.
Yeah, he pretty much just sat up though, like he was still.
Okay.
He was still there, yeah.
The pressure plate's under his butt or something.
Yeah.
It's the whole sarcophagi bottom is the pressure plate.
Yeah. So do we lift him out in order to trigger it? Is that what I'm surmising?
So
The
as
empty one isn't triggered either.
But as you lift him out, at one point, you have him almost out completely. It's like half a leg, like a boot still on it, and you hear it click. But then as you pull him out, it goes back. So you think that it's you take a little kind of figuring things out, and you realize that it's somewhere in the 5 to 10 pound range is what triggers the pressure plates here.
Beshenai goes, oh, well, it's obvious then. Human skull's about 5 to 10
And actually, you would know that an entire dry skeleton is also 5 to 10 pounds.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that would be. I feel like that would be a lot more than 5 to 10 in real. But
According to Reddit, the weight of a dry human skeleton without marrow or anything in it,
oh, okay, it's the
Yeah,
marrow.
yeah.
like an old skeleton, is
I know you necromancers are always taking marrow into account.
5 to 10 pounds.
I mean, you want to deal with
I
fresh
do
ingredients.
like I do like the juicy bones more than the dry ones. There's
So-
just a lot
so
more
we-
life in them.
So we could be the bombastic scholastics.
Nice.
I like that
I
you're
have
still
a
coming up
shovel.
with names.
I have a shovel that we could place in it and see what happens. It's 5 pounds.
Oh,
Interesting.
that,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
So you put the shovel in, and that one clicks. But other than that, nothing happens.
Is there a
Might need
complete
another one for
skeleton
the
as I look
other-
around?
I think it definitely needs. To be.
There are no skeletons laying around now.
Does
Look,
anyone else have something that's 5 to 10 pounds?
I'm sure that we can just like start putting a rope until it clicks, like
Oh,
and
man.
the rest of it's hanging off.
There are bricks laying around and a number of things. Yeah, you can kind of like, now that you know what you're looking for, you can sort of cobble things together, take a little bit of a brick out, that sort of thing. And you
But
make,
I will take my shovel out so that I can keep it.
okay. So you get the 2 open ones to the point where they have both clicked, but still nothing happens.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a look at one of the other sarcophaguses.
They are well sealed.
All right, so they're not locked, but they're sealed.
Yes.
Are there any trap doors and like secret doors in the walls?
Not that anybody has.
I investigated pretty good. I'm just saying.
You did. You were specifically looking at the sarcophagi, though, not
Yeah.
anything else.
Do you want to see if that may have triggered a secret door to unlock?
Yeah, I'll start taking a look around the walls.
All right. So you take, I'm going to say it's like 10 minutes or so to search the walls thoroughly, and you are convinced that there's no hidden doors here.
So there's the possibility that what we did is not necessarily
In this room.
in this room.
Yes. All right, onward.
I concur.
Because there's no unsealing these any visible means, correct, Derrick?
I mean, you think with a good pry bar and a little bit of elbow grease, you could probably get it done.
I do have a crowbar.
scholar.
I also have a crowbar, but I refuse to disturb these without proper archaeological record keeping.
So then at that Beshenai takes out his parchment and flourishes his quill, goes, I'm ready.
All right, we need a sketch of the room as it is, and then once you're done with that, we can go and open very carefully one of the sarcophagi at a time. You need to sketch everything that's in that sarcophagus.
And like a first time surveyor, like it's the box of the room is not at all square. The sarcophagi, you get like 1, 2, 3 pretty well spaced, and then like the other two,
Squished
there's
in.
6.
You're like, oh, I gotta
There's
fit
2.
these in.
There's the other 2, like there's one at the top of the room and one at the bottom of the room. Scratched out. It's in the middle now.
All right.
As a surveyor, I know what field lines look like.
So I'm assuming here that Mary's gonna be the one trying to open it.
Yeah, she doesn't trust anybody else to.
So make an athletics check. You have advantage if you are using a pry bar.
I absolutely will be. So athletics, you say?
Please.
I back up about 10 feet. Exactly. Maybe 11 feet.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
I really have Will Wheatonitis.
Same thing. So you're trying at it for a bit, but it's not moving.
I think we need specialized equipment here, my friends.
I think maybe you should stop being so delicate about it.
I punched you in the stomach again.
Gonna pee blood, you know.
So I think we just like finish up this room and then we can call it a night if that's okay with you guys,
Yeah.
since it's
Yeah,
also
I mean-
midnight.
Yeah.
We might just call it a night because we were about to be done with the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we,
We were gonna be moving
The
on.
archaeologist was about to be like, okay, we can't do this properly with the tools that we have, so we're gonna wait and do it later, and let's move on.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're
So
moving.
we'll call it a night then.
yeah, and as players, we went, yeah, this could be a critical role door or it could be a critical role chair situation, and
Yeah.
neither of which progresses the story very quickly.
I don't know what either of those mean, but that's fine.
Critical role, their nemesis are not the dragons or gods or whatever that they fight. It's doors and a chair.
So they just can't seem to get doors to open for them.
They just roll terribly.
Gotcha.
Whenever they're trying to open doors.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Derrick, look up the supercut of Critical Role chair if
Okay.
you want to get it that.
That is, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think? Program wise, how did the program feel?
So
Like,
visually, it's awesome.
I
Um,
I like the map section. The map section is really epic cool.
Yeah.
In terms of the character sheet, it's very
It's super lacking.
Copy.
yeah. Like, I have a hard time navigating. Like, I'm not super familiar with it, so that doesn't help. But like, you know,
The multiple tabs, I think, is problematic.
the multiple
Yeah.
tabs is problematic. Like looking for skills under a lock is like
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
you
It's
have
not
to do some
intuitive.
yeah.
and
And then
And-
one. Oh, go ahead.
for spells, so I have my 3 cantrips. I have only one of my 3 level 1 spells.
That's-
and only a couple level 2 spells that I selected. So they're not all showing up here.
That's because they only have the SRD stuff built in. They don't have the rights to use non-SRD stuff. So
But
it's
they
like
gave me the chance to select other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
They gave me the chance to select all my spells, but they only showed up these ones.
yeah, like so you're saying that like the spells that you wanted to pick aren't in the list?
No, I'm saying that some of the spells I picked aren't in my.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing I ran into is when I was using like the dice roller rather than rolling from my skills. Once you roll, like was having trouble getting back to any other screen.
Like it just
Like-
wouldn't go back.
Yeah, like it didn't have like all the line of tabs went away, and so
Huh.
I had to like go to the menu and like click back through. It was weird.
All right, I'll add
And it
that
was
in
only
there.
after I hit roll, because like when I have it up right now,
And I would
it
I would
did it, but then see now it's not. I don't know why it was before.
I think
Oh, I
my
finally rolled it.
I think my biggest issue is like the roll section that they have over here being completely separate from seeing what you rolled
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
Yep.
is very oof.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
And the other thing too is if I'm trying to read stuff on the cameras here, and maybe it would be different inside of ARealm. Like, my screen is clear. I can see all of my AC, HP, all of that. But as soon as I try and read Faebulous, like, it's all blurry.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, hard. I would almost prefer the roll 20 thing where the dice roll across the map
Hmm.
and then summarize out there. But because I'm going to be looking at the map anyway.
That's a good point. Roll
Yeah,
all
like if it
dice. I made the suggestion that when you make a roll or anything, that any message that goes into the chat also pops up like it were a Slack message.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where you just have like a little pop-up window. So that way all the rolls would just pop up in whatever you're in at the time, and anytime somebody types something in, it would just pop up.
Yeah.
I do also note that when I try and shift the map or something, if I'm going to be looking around at the map, all of my tabs on the left close.
Oh.
So like if I'm looking at my skills, for example, and I try and move the map,
Yeah.
it closes all the tabs. So
Let's do that.
it just seems like an odd thing to do.
Is it even when you click
Oh,
on the map,
yeah.
does it do it?
No, it's like when you click and drag the map and then release, as soon as you release, it closes.
Yeah,
Um,
whatever tab you had open.
Oh yeah.
and you know, maybe as a later thing, it would kind of be nice, like especially with these 3D maps, if you could map like movement to arrow keys rather than dragging the player around, so that because if I try and drag my token, I actually drag the map a little bit and then my token moves.
Yeah, the token clicking is
So-
very finicky.
So I wonder if it wouldn't just be easier to map it to arrow keys, if it's going to be a downloaded program anyway. It would have access to all my arrow key presses.
Is there a reason why the tokens are like super huge compared to the squares?
Because it doesn't auto size them, and I didn't size them down.
Ah, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've also added that as a wish list item that I would like I'd like a grid to snap to, and I would like things to size to the size of the grid.
Yeah, because
Um,
like in this, what's a 5-foot
Yeah.
square? Because if one of the floor tiles is 5 foot, those are enormous skeletons.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that. I was assuming that I was just assuming that the those were 5, but yeah, that's a good point actually, huh? So maybe these are
Like a
the
15-foot tall skeleton.
maybe these are the right size then.
Well, because I was like, the figures seem like they're the right size for the room,
It's
but
the
like
squares
the
are not.
squares.
You know what I
Yeah.
could do is
Maybe it's 4.
with Q here.
I think it's 4, because like if you look at
Oh yeah, that's true, huh? You
the
can
mesh, if you look at like that mesh train of metal
Ye-
flooring
Drainage
that they
grate?
have,
Yep.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the size of the square.
Oh yeah, so like it is.
No, it's actually it's not, because
No.
measuring the sarcophagus is 6 feet.
And
Yeah.
It's
and
a- It's 3 squares, so
and
it's
the width of the grate
So a
is
square
3
is
feet.
approximately
Oh
2 feet
no,
right now.
that's terrible.
so 3
Oh,
squares
okay.
is 5
No.
feet here.
Nope.
That's the worst. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Please fix that.
You know a good wish list item for me? And maybe this is just me trying to map my CAD knowledge to this. To pan a map, I keep wanting to click my mouse scroll wheel down. um, rather than dragging with my left mouse.
Yeah, or even right clicking.
Or to maybe even orbit would be good to click my middle mouse wheel down.
It would be nice if, even if you didn't do the arrows for the tokens, if like moving a token you right clicked. I know that that might not work with Macs, but if you like right click to move the map, then left click to move your token, and like have
Yeah, or
those
something
functions
like
Yeah.
that.
separate.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. So, or like, hold control or whatever, hold a key and left click to move the map
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah.
but right now it's the same
Yeah.
function to do both.
Separate.